Hey guys, it's TriloG Studios. Before we get into it, show some support by liking and subscribing to the channel. Also, if you like Gundam and Mecha based content, be sure to check out my channel, TriloG Studios, linked in the description down below. Ooh, buddy, look at this card.
Why are we spending so much time talking about purple cards?
Because purple's crazy. Oh, look at that mask. That looks so cool. This card art looks insane.
It's pretty nice.
Sheesh. Alright, let me read this girl again out loud here. We got Empress, Guardian, the Red Queen. So we have when summoned, select one of your opponent's spirits, reduce its BP by 2,000 this turn. And it says during your main step, when one of your other lander's spirits is summoned, you may exhaust one of your Topaz Sanctuary's nexuses to activate one of your spirits when summon effects. So let's look at Topaz Sanctuary real quick. At the start of your step, so your opponent's end step, select a card from your opponent's hand and at random and reveal it. This is just like...
Okay, that's a lot more relevant than you give that credit for.
Really? Looking at being able to... but it's at random. I just feel like I'm going to have that luck of seeing the same card 3 times in a row. But
at the very least, it's one more card that you knew about.
However, yes, given Topaz Sanctuary a little bit more credit.
It's not great.
If I had 4 on the field and my opponent has 4 cards in her hand, I'm looking at their hand the whole time. Judge question: can you take notes during battle?
So far as I know, note taking is not.
Boo. Magic allows it. Anyways, just gonna have to have a good memory, I guess. I naturally like the ability of the kind of like the old queen, where you could win summon it minus 2,000 something just off rip, and just being able to drop, essentially giving this ability to any of your other landers as long as you have a Topaz Sanctuary. So for example, if you play the Arcana Beast Queen with this girl, CR comes down, does the same thing as Red Queen, minus 2,000. So Red Queen says it's an Lander, tap a Topaz Sanctuary, now we're negative 4,000 something. And right there, that's kind of juicy. That's kind of good. That's kind of great. Obviously,
well, I mean, she can actually just do that herself when she's.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Yeah, drop her, but you have to drop her on 2, which isn't too bad, honestly. So we're looking at about a total of 5 cores right there to drop down and knock out something for 4,000. But of course, you have to have the Topaz Sanctuary. So that's where I was kind of like, this card's great, but I need this extra card in order for it to go off the chain. So it's just other landers, for example, when it comes to the wind summon effects. So like there's that it is kind of niche, but I would definitely try to run something like this. I definitely wanted to play King Charles in a variation of a deck, so maybe this might be it. As a ready player, does this bother you? Is Alice better, you think, as the other lander? Does she run side by side with this woman?
I don't care about it all that much.
Damn.
If you have a Topaz Sanctuary and then you play an Empress Guardian, it's that. You got to think about it. Red in general is the worst matchup for yellow, besides purple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
Purple is by far the worst one.
I think
red is definitely second place.
Quick interjection here. I think all of these strategies that rely on these nexuses is just going to have red is just going to probably be able to just knock that strategy out a little bit more easily than any other color, just because naturally they're able to destroy shit. So it's just kind of like, now I'm...
Well, it's I believe, if I remember correctly, blue also got a card that destroys nexuses. I know there's one that destroys their own, but I thought they also got one that can destroy just any nexus on the field. That's part of the reason why most of the sanctuary effects, I don't think about it too much, because I don't know how often they're going to come up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Obviously, all great because they're all early game reduction you can play. That's not a spirit that can just be like easily removed. Like,
exactly.
If they want to waste a burning force on your 2-cost nexus, more power to them. I mean, nobody really wants to do that.
So I would give this card a 3. This is just for me. I'm just like, it's kind of like I want to play with this card, but is it going to be one of the main cards I'm going to be running around with? Probably not. That's just me going off of not knowing what the other landers in this set provide. So what do you think about this card?
Just so you know, there's really not that many.
Rip. But I think we got Humpty Dumpty that comes like, he has like a wind draw ability, so wind destroy.
Yeah, so most of the other landers you got this set do have wind summon.
I'll probably put a deck together, like in theory, and maybe present it one day and just maybe do some trial games with you. All right, let's move on to the next one here.
Wait, I didn't give my rating on
my
Empress.
bad. Real quick, you said you weren't scared of this big, so like a 1.
I was going to give it a 2. I think the thing that I really need is, so we have, in this set, they gave us the Sanctuary payoff card, the 1 top deck searcher for the Sanctuary. And I think that's really the part that kind of holds me back from giving it a higher rating. I think if we had either one more card that could search for it, or if we had one other card that could be used as a substitute for it, then I would probably rate it a little higher.
The 10 Millennia Turtle, Genbu. Yes, it's a Fable Beast. So we always like seeing Fable Beast because it was just the best archetype that came out in set 1. So we're always just anything that piles onto that just makes it better. Will this replace the God Beast? He's probably the same size as God Beast. Like they big, they be some big boys here. During our attack step on any level, at the start of the step, select one of your other Fable Beasts. It cannot be blocked by your opponent's spirits with effects listed on them. 5 out of 5 next.
I'm tired of not being able to block.
Five, what the? This is well, hold on, that's crazy. Matter of fact, this man says I come out for 5 at least and just swing and sure kill me, but the next thing I have is unblockable. So this is like another Joker.
I like it because he's like he smoke screens in a way. He's like, if you don't want me to keep making things unblockable, you have to.
That's true.
But this other dude is gonna get the attack through no matter what.
I was just thinking about the turn it lands, but yeah, just constantly like.
That's what I mean. Like the turn it lands. Like even if they kill it, the turn that it lands.
And
like, I already made this one dude.
Don't let this guy pass a turn. And get a 10K.
So here's the most important thing we have to talk about.
Here's doing it. I didn't read that one.
One Fable Beast that this absolutely matters for.
There's
two. There's two Fable Beasts.
That'll be revealed in a second.
Campo, and Dual Eagle.
You're right.
Those are the two most important ones because that means unblockable blessed attack.
Let me read this out loud. When one of your Fable Beast spirits is destroyed by your opponent, select one of your other Fable Beasts and refresh it.
You probably want to attack with the thing you're not expecting them to kill.
Yeah.
Then they kill the thing that you're expecting to kill.
It's probably Genbu first. Yeah, it's probably meant for him. So he attacks, makes something unblockable. You hit with the eagle, then you attack with the little Marty bunny. They're like, nah, fam, we're gonna kill Marty bunny real quick. And you're like, okay, stand up Genbu or whoever, and then do it again. And then you be like, my hippo now is now unblockable. And attack with Marty bunny number 2. I don't know.
Once your opponent's on low life, you just slap his effect on the least relevant thing that's a Fable Beast. That way they're like, well, now I have to waste removal on this 2-cost vanilla Fable Beast.
Rating this guy, obviously it's one of those, like, he's super powerful, but
he's
only works.
He is the best yellow X rare that you guys have.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say this is a 5. This is definitely 5. But again,
I would give it a 5, but it's definitely the best X.
I would give it a 5 because, like, if you play Fable Beast,
he would give it a 5 just because I don't think it's better than the Serpent Viper. That card's pretty nice.
It's a good and bad thing because Fable Beast, you have to play the archetype with this card. You very specifically do for both of his effects. So that's where it becomes weaker, right? But it's strong because we already have a good establishment for Fable Beast stuff already. And this guy is like a good ender. He works a little bit better than like the game ender for like God Beast, for example, was like the game ender.
But you had to have them because you don't have to have a large accumulation of stuff. Like even if Genbu was your only spirit that you had, he will make himself. Oh, it says other. Unfortunately, you can't do it that way. But even if you just had 2 Fable Beasts, he would make something unblockable. So that's
enough. He can drop down and become he can become that last hitter. So he's like Durmdine in that way, right? He's a Joker in that way.
They said one other.
Yeah. Oh man, if it was himself, brother.
Okay, that might have actually cemented him as a 5 out of 5 if they gave him.
And it says
select one people.
And the unblock is this turn, so we can even we don't even need to restand Genbu. We can restand the guy who was already unblockable and just go in for another unblockable attack as long as something small died. So it really makes your opponent like not want to kill things, and like that's something that I feel like we were really wanting because like the tail end of Fable Beast for me as a player, I've always had an issue trying to like how do I play this big guy and land a big turn. So that's why I leaned more towards King Lin over God Beast because like King Lin was all like I can affect my opponents per these guys, make them level 1, and then I have ways of getting past level 1. This one just doesn't even have to worry about levels or nothing. It's just as long as the type is right, which it will be in the deck that's going to be put in, we going in. So maybe, but in this deck, maybe do we still play Jokers or I don't know. But
well, I mean,
I'm gonna play a lot.
It's only 4. It's only 4 extra slots in the deck.
I'll probably run like 2 to 3 of these guys.
I think if you're playing yellow, you probably are already playing like 4 copies of Joker anyway. Because I mean, it's like it's just you're the deck that can play it the cheapest. You could play it super cheap to have an unblockable attack.
Just
great.
do it. All right, how you feel about this card? 1 out of 5. Or 0 out of 5?
Can I just give it a 4.5? I don't want to give it a 5, but I don't want to give it a 4 either.
You don't think Genbu's gonna be that dude in yellow?
I don't think he. Well, like we said, in terms of 5 out of 5, we're saying that he's mandatory no matter what. You're playing him in every deck. If you're playing a yellow deck that's not centered around Fable Beast, you're not going to play him. I'm speaking as the red player.
It's kind of like this guy is so free compared to Queen. Like Queen, like I need sanctuaries.
Yeah, so like for me, at least before, obviously, like so this is a completely different landscape now because I don't have access to 4 volcanic breaks anymore. So my view may be a little bit skewed, but.
You see,
in
this
the
is
event
why.
Of previous red, I would just think this thing came down. Okay, he gave the dude unblockable. You attack with unblockable, dude. I'm like volcanic break. All right, move on. Try again.
That's what I'm saying. Volcanic break needed
now,
to go. Yellow players praise.
Think about it as the fact that I don't have access to 4 volcanic breaks, but I don't know what that landscape looks like just yet. So I'm only going to give it a 4 for now.
That's true. I get that. Be a little reserved here. Interested in seeing our review of the remaining colors? Then hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you'll be notified as soon as that video becomes available.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text from way downtown, but the shit's still wet. Yeah, that's a guarantee. King of the city, man, they knowing that it's me. Ain't damn, you're still doing it with ease.